Donkey Kong Bananza, the second Switch 2 exclusive to come out since launch, which was quite a while ago now. Over a month ago.
No, time has
Was
passed.
Was it 5th of July or 5th of June?
No, it's June. You're right. It's been a while.
Oh my god, it has been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been some time, and now we have, like, for all intents and purposes, the Switch 2's Mario Odyssey. What do you think so far?
I would love to know why. I know why they didn't launch the Switch with this game, but I'd love to know why they chose not to have this as a day one title. Because, as I've mentioned on previous episodes, Mario Kart World is great. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a racing game. And I don't mean that like it's just a racing game. You know what I mean? I want a Nintendo game like a Mario Odyssey or a Breath of the Wild. It's just a single player, awesome, whatever. And Donkey Kong Bananza is that. It is phenomenal. This game is. I'm only like 3-4 hours in, if that, and I know I've still got a long way to go. But even just in these opening hours, I'm absolutely enjoying this game. It is just packed with the sort of charm and the good platforming and that good feeling of a game you'd come to expect from a Nintendo first party title. And it's funny because I think even if you had said to me, if I didn't know this was made by the Odyssey team, I would know, because it's got so much overlap in terms of DNA, in the sense that, like, if you remember Mario Odyssey, it's this thing of, you know, you kind of need to progress through levels by collecting moons around the level, and you need like, if the level has 50 moons, you only need 10 of them to proceed, whatever it is. And there's no sort of critical path. It's like you can just kind of play the level and, you know, discover. Although Odyssey was maybe a little bit more structured in that, you know, there's kind of a path to follow, whatever. The point I'm getting at is that you're unlocking a moon every couple minutes, and if you just go off the beaten path, you will always find something. There's always something or a reward waiting for you around a corner or up on a platform that you shouldn't be visiting unless you're like super inquisitive. Donkey Kong Bananza is that's like on steroids, in the sense that it doesn't feel like there's a critical path. Like the ultimate objective is you're trying to get to the core of this planet, that you're just trying to dig deeper and deeper, but there's no hard arrow saying like, hey, go this way. Like, there are sort of mission objectives, whatever, but I don't know. I want to finish this game and watch people speedrun it, because I feel like in Mario Odyssey there was this sort of blocker in that you had to have a certain amount of moons to progress to the next level. I don't think you need that in Donkey Kong. You can kind of just beeline it to the end of the level if you wanted to, you know?
Oh, really?
That's sort of how open the playground is. So don't get me wrong, there is an A to B, there's a way to follow, but it feels very, very open that you can just choose however the hell you want to go there, and you don't have to poke around every corner. You can just kind of get to where you need to get to. I haven't hit any sort of ceiling on that, and just exploring has been super fun. So if you don't know anything about Donkey Kong Bananza, it's basically a platformer where you play as Donkey Kong, but I think the on the box feature that makes it stand out is that it is filled with the entire environment is destructible. You can punch through every surface, you can dig into every surface, and that just feeds into the overall gameplay mechanic of, you know, just digging into the earth or whatever this planet is to get to the next objective. It just feels super satisfying to punch into anything. Like, the bar some rock solid materials you can't punch through, like, you can go anywhere you want in this game. And it just, this to me is like the power of the Switch 2, where think of how we played Tears of the Kingdom, for example, and Breath of the Wild, where you'll build a contraption or do something, you're like, how does this run on a Switch? Like, the physics just don't make sense. The Switch should not be able to run this. I've had that with Donkey Kong, where I'll just punch into the earth. I'll just keep punching and punching. There's just all these rocks crumbling away, and I'm just going anywhere, and it doesn't drop in frame rates in handheld. I think there's a few performance hiccups in docked, but even that's like very subtle, like frame rate drop, and it just works perfectly, and it's super satisfying to play. It's, you know,
yeah, I can see why this would have not worked on the first Switch as envisioned when they first started developing it. Like, this seems like a lot to handle when you can just pretty much redefine the entire level from a landscape perspective.
One thing I didn't know, just sorry, on the original Switch, did you know you can play this co-op with a Switch 2 and an OG Switch?
Wait, what?
Because I did not know that. I saw a Reddit post.
Wait, how does that work?
So basically, your Switch 2 runs the copy, and then you can have a co-op partner play on the Switch 1. They can play as Pauline, and I think they can throw stuff. But I think it just beams the game to the Switch 1.
Okay, so a lot of the sort of logic isn't happening on the Switch 1. Because like, if that was the case, then they could do could do the whole game on it.
No. I think the Switch 2 deals with all of that. But it's just this weird co-op loophole mechanic that I've read about. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that you could do that. But how clever. If you've got a Switch 2, you've got a Switch 1 lying around, you can play a co-op with someone.
I mean, it is cool that you can still do that. I remember Odyssey had the... it was like very light co-op where I think the second player like controlled Cappy a little bit.
Yeah. So I haven't tried it myself, but I think it is similar in that regard where there's co-op out the box. It's just very interesting. But yeah, man, this game it just drip feeds you that good feeling, good dopamine. You find, so instead of finding moons, you're finding these like bananas. Okay, surprise. Donkey Kong finding bananas. But you will find one like every couple minutes, guaranteed. If you look around, you're just constantly finding them, and you're being rewarded for punching through a wall or exploring off the beaten path, whatever. And it just, I've only played a couple levels, and it feels so good to play. Like I can't tell you, the breaking through terrain gets boring after 20 hours, because I haven't done that. But the way I'm enjoying the game now, it feels like there's just so much juice here to, drink up and enjoy. Even just from the general movement itself, like apart from punching through everything, like you might have seen, you can pick up a rock and throw it. You can also pick up a rock from terrain, you like pull up terrain and you can ride it. You might have seen the level earlier.
I did, yeah. I was watching you race down a mountain on a rock. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, so traversal is just fun as well. Like part of the joy of Mario Odyssey is that Mario feels good to control. Across every Mario game, the platforming always feels tight. And if you play long enough, you start to realize like, oh, I can string these jumps together, or I can do this sort of combo, or I figure out these little nuances. And I feel like Donkey Kong's also got that, which I'm still learning, this new move set, like rolling and jumping and launching, riding a piece of earth I've picked up, whatever. And what's quite cool is that Mario didn't have this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but these bananas you unlock, they count as like a currency which you can put into an upgrade system. So there's like, you don't have to engage with it. You can just beeline and mainline the game. But there is incentive to just go hunting for bananas, because it'll help you upgrade your existing abilities or new things or perks. So as a good example, that whole spinning on the rock and riding it thing, you get a perk that lets the rock last longer before it disappears, for example.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, it's
kind of nuts. Like I'm just watching this footage, and like you just decided to
just punch through
a
this
random mountain, and you found like 3 things along the way. It's the Breath of the Wild thing that, when Breath of the Wild came out and everyone's like, cool, we're going to do open worlds like that. We're going to give them a glider, and we're going to give them big towers to look at the world, and that's going to solve the problem. And it's like, no, Breath of the Wild works because there was this design element where no matter where you were standing on the map, there was always 2 or 3 things in your vision that you could go and do. And just watching what you're doing here, there seems to always be something to reward you for punching through a fucking random mountain, or like the ground, or so you're incentivized to go and look for these things. It's not just like the punching and deforming the world is not the only thing that's rewarding, which I think is what Nintendo gets very right with a lot of their games. They consistently reward you for just doing the fun things, not just giving you the tools to do them and expecting those to be fun alone.
Yeah. And like one thing I need to still confirm, because there are still levels, like literally there are sub layers that count as like the big levels or hubs you explore. But you'll see when I ran back to that village, it was pretty messed up, because I'd spent some time just punching around through it earlier in my playthrough. Now I don't know if I load up to another level, if those changes get deleted and reverts, or do those changes just persist? like I'd have to test it and see. But the way it is now, like I've punched through so many. Like the first village I walked into, I just punched the shit out of it. Sorry, residents of that village. I just wanted to see how far I could push this game. Went off, did some stuff, came back. All the craters I'd left there were still there. So I'd be interested to know, like, does that persist even after I've moved to different levels? I'll have to test it. But yeah, it's such a good time.
I guess it's the problem that a lot of these games run into, like Red Faction Guerrilla back in the like PS3 days. Like you could break anything and everything there, but then if you spent enough time doing that, every city was just flat. It was like, oh, I can't reset the world here. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'd be curious to know how that is managed throughout your time with the game. And so you said there's you're working your way towards the center of a like planet, and do each of these like layers, are they defined hubs with different looks and feels and mechanics?
So this is I think this is sub layer 200. So I'd obviously done one before that 100. Yeah, I think each level goes in 100. So when the game starts, it's like level sub layer 1, whatever it is, and you eventually jump to 100. This is 200. And I know you're looking at the footage going, but this looks like a normal outside world. Okay, well, in this planet, I don't know. Okay, these are just the way the hubs are designed. Again, though, it's still early days for me, so I haven't necessarily encountered specific mechanics. As I've entered each hub, there's been more like tutorial-esque things like, oh, did you know you could pick up a rock and like ride it, you know? So I imagine getting into, in terms of aesthetic, all the sub layers have like a completely different look, different characters, different enemies. In terms of mechanics, I assume that as I keep playing the game, I'm going to keep unlocking, even if it's something for that specific sub layer or a new move or whatever. But yeah, there is that.
Okay. It looks really cool. Like I've been wanting to play another, like, I mean, it's been a while since we got a Nintendo platformer, at least a 3D one.
Odyssey was a long time ago.
Odyssey was 2017.
Yeah,
and you know, since then you've had a lot of remakes, which allowed us to play. What was the Bowser's Fury that came with like a remaster of an old Wii U game. You had Mario Wonder, which was a 2D version, but we haven't had a 3D platformer of this kind in nearly a decade. So it's great that this is out, and it's great that it's good, because I think there was a lot of hesitation around this being the Mario Odyssey team and them not working on a Mario game, and you know, this looking quite like outlandish in terms of what a platformer can do. Like if you can just deform the entire environment, you know, what is the use of being a platformer in the first place? So I'm really glad this is hitting, and I'm excited to play eventually soon.
Yeah, I'll definitely have.
Does it solve? Is this a prequel to the first Mario, like where Donkey Kong has Pauline?
I don't know. I think Pauline, correct me if I'm wrong, she also first appeared in Mario Odyssey, right, as the mayor of New Donk City. No, who was that then?
It was her, but that's not her first. Pauline is the damsel in distress in the very first Mario game.
Okay, yeah, that's Pauline. Okay,
that's why this whole idea of them being friends, if this happens, listen, Mario Timeline's fucking stupid. Don't try and rationalize it. Like it's the same thing with people. Like, where in the timeline does Breath of the Wild take? No one cares.
No,
literally,
people do care.
Miyamoto does not give a flying shit about that. But it does raise questions. Why is she barefoot? Why is she small? Why is Donkey Kong there? Who can say?
It would be hilarious. I haven't finished the game, so don't come at me with spoilers in my DMs or anything. But imagine you get to the end of the game and it is like the setup for the OG Donkey Kong game, where it is Donkey Kong and Mario's like, hey man, although he wasn't called Mario, he was called Jumpman or whatever in that game. It's like, hey man, leave Pauline alone.
Leave her alone. And Donkey Kong's actually there just protecting her, and Pauline's actually like, save me from Mario, and then Mario's an actual terror.
Could believe
I live for that. Yeah. Mario was the villain all along.
Wow. What's wild to me is that I know there are many good Donkey Kong games. I know there's Tropical Freeze and there's others. This is probably the first Donkey Kong game I've played. Not like I've played games with Donkey Kong in it, like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros., but I've never played a Donkey Kong game maybe apart from the original? Is that a Donkey Kong game or a Mario game? You be the judge.
I think I'm with you on that. I know I definitely wanted to play Tropical Freeze, and then
because everyone
I remember
loves
it being
Tropical
fucking
Freeze.
$60 on Nintendo Switch, and I was like, absolutely fucking not. So let's actually. There must be a lot of Donkey Kong games.
I also think there are.
I'm gonna run you through a short list here, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Very first game, Donkey Kong, came out on.
Okay, so I played that.
The Atari 2600. Interesting.
Wow.
Or the NES. Cool. Then we got Donkey Kong Jr., which came out after that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Donkey Kong 3, which was 1986, and GameCube. Where are modern ones? Oh, these were all arcade games.
Okay. I was very confused, yeah.
The first home console Donkey Kong game was Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
Okay.
For the NES.
Nice.
Then Donkey Kong Country for the SNES.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey
Never
Kong
played
Country
that.
2.
Never played that.
Donkey Kong Country 3.
Never played that.
Diddy Kong Racing on Nintendo 64.
Wow. Imagine
Donkey Kong 64.
Never played Donkey Kong 64. There's all these Donkey Kong games I missed.
Donkey Konga for the GameCube. Donkey
Perfect.
Konga 2. Why would they change the name? Wow, there's a lot. There's so many here. Okay, we finally got to Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2010 on the Wii. Then Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U. And then So in the past almost 20 years, there's been 3 Donkey Kongs. Before then, there was like 20.
A lot. So, okay, bar the
It's his
OG,
glow up phase.
I have not played a single Donkey Kong game. So even going into this, it was a thing of like, it's Donkey Kong. Man, what a great game. I'm all in. I'm a Donkey Kong stan now.
Sorry, I just read the name of another one because there was a whole subsection for portable games. There's a lot, like Game & Watch Donkey Kong, but this one gets me. For the Game Boy Advance 2005, DK, King of Swing.
Listen, the puns, Nintendo's puns are just... I mean...
They knew what they were doing.
It's not Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's Bonanza. Bonanza.
Bonanza. It's a very strange word to say. Bonanza.
I love it.
It's like it sounds like you're almost having to like shout at someone. Bonanza.
Like never change.
Violent.
Yeah, good
Never
time thus far, but I will.
Do you think we're still going to get a 3D Mario relatively soon?
Who worked on Bowser's Fury? Was that a different team?
Hard to say because Nintendo's really cagey with this stuff as well. Yeah.
So, if in my head, if there are 2 separate Mario teams and there was the Odyssey team and the people that did Bowser's Fury, I imagine Odyssey team have just done Donkey Kong. If there is another team that did Bowser's Fury, I think they would do a Mario game. They would take Bowser's Fury, which very short game, like sort of experimental 3 to 5 hour game, really, really good. If they could take that formula, make a fully fledged game, man, be an instant winner as well. Great game. I mean,
I think that's where people's heads are at. Like, there was so much like anger around this being the Mario Odyssey team because everyone's like, well, where the fuck is a new Mario? I have to imagine there's no way they're just starting on a new Mario now. No. There's no way.
No, also it'd just be very weird of Nintendo to, I don't know. But even that said, I think Donkey Kong Bonanza does take some lessons from Bowser's Fury, which was just this open world Mario game where you could basically go anywhere you want. You engage with platforming challenges or not. It was really good. It was like a proper little test of this could be the future of Mario games. And I mean, I'd love to see that, on scale, a fully fledged Mario game. There's definitely some learnings from that in Donkey Kong, I think. It's like that game.
Yeah, and I don't think I've met someone who
had a baby. And
I don't think I've met someone who doesn't like Bowser's Fury either.
So good.
I think it's an idea, that's ripe for the picking there. So it does feel weird that they would make that entire thing and not use it somewhere. Maybe it helped inform design decisions on Bonanza as well, because it does take that open world formula.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where they go with Mario because, like, as much as Nintendo keeps things safe, but also pushes things in a direction. Like Bonanza is a 3D platformer with this hook.
Yeah.
Odyssey was a very 3D Mario feeling game, but with its own hook that was equally as engaging as a Super Mario Galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fundamentally, they are still platformers, and you are pretty much controlling Mario in the same way, but their central hooks are very experimentative and fun. So where they take Mario with that next, I'm quite curious to see.
We'll see. Sure, it's a good time.
I should probably play Mario Galaxy.
You have to play Mario Galaxy.
I've got it on Switch, but it just feels weird on Switch. I don't know. I need to just maybe sit with it for a while. I feel like it's a game that really was designed for the hardware that it came out on, and maybe the translation to traditional controllers feels a bit odd.
It was, but if I think about it, because the whole thing of the Wii was like, okay, you point at the screen, you can collect the star bits, and you like swing the controller to spin Mario. Like, all that happens is that if I played Galaxy on the Switch, I think the touchscreen becomes a way to collect star bits. And if you're playing...
Yeah, which feels strange.
It does, but then play it docked. I mean, it's the same thing. You can just point to the TV. Galaxy
that's a good point, yeah, actually.
Galaxy is honestly like one of the best Mario games. I played it on Wii and I was blown away by how creative and how smart that game was. Just
I know that because after loving Odyssey, I know Jeff was like, this is good, but it's no Galaxy. And I was like, what the fuck? How? Odyssey is like so fucking
Galaxy
good.
is really good, yeah. I'd give it another go. 10 out of 10.
Galaxy 1 or 2? Is 2 better?
I enjoyed 2, but I think 1 is just the OG. 2, you got Yoshi, which is cool.
Is that the first time they've done like a direct sequel to a 3D Mario? Like used the same sort of principle?
It might be, but I mean, it's not like if you want to name the main Mario, it's like Mario 64 never got a sequel. Mario Sunshine never got a sequel. Galaxy got 1 and 2. Odyssey never got a sequel. Was there a 3D Mario on the Wii U? Apart from like...
On the Wii U?
Yeah, what was it? Just 3D... Not 3D World. That was... There was...
Yeah, 3D World was Wii U, wasn't it?
But there was no sequel to that, so I guess Galaxy is the only one. I mean,
3D World's still like a weird thing. It's
someone's going to come at us in the comments and go like, but Super Mario Bros. 1 had 2 and 3 and... Oh, okay, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, fair enough. But again, I think we're talking about like 3D Mario. Like the 2D ones definitely have sequels. Yeah. Like 100%. Yeah, it's just the 3D ones. Galaxy sticks out as like... It's sort of like the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom thing. Like that's quite odd. You know what I mean? To be within the same sort of framework as the previous one. Then again, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, kind of. Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks, kind of. Yeah. It's just an interesting thought experiment. Like, would they do a Odyssey 2? You know what I mean? Or would they do something completely different? I'm leaning towards different, because I feel like if we were going to get an Odyssey 2, we would have got that on the previous Switch. Yeah. I don't think they wait almost 10 years and then bring out Odyssey 2. That just seems... that ship sailed, I think. Yeah.
No. Well, there you go.
Cool.
Donkey Kong. Great game.